This is why I imagine it takes so long to make these videos. Oh, okay, so here's the trick. You probably can't see nothing, but I'm going to show you after I get it out. It is the PVC valve. It's actually on this one. It goes over me. Come on, man. Let's get this. Yeah. Come on, man. There we go. Let's go. Right. So here is the PVC valve. Let's see. Make sure I got you on there. Okay, so anyway, we were in the back. So this is the PVC valve for this vehicle. And yeah, it's stuck anyway, so that could have been. This car does have other codes, but this is the codes they want taken care of. The injector. Okay, so I'll try to speak up. All right, so the injector actually, or the PVC valve, most of them, they're down a little further, but this one actually is in a little groove. So that's why we couldn't come up. And let me double check. Yeah, it's got to come up and over because of how that is. So I really hate doing this because now I'm going to have to replace the gasket. And so let me see what size that is. On these ones, it's really not that hard. So even the seasoned guy, it's 8 millimeter. Even us guys who do this all day long have the same problems. Just loosen this up a little bit there. And then we're going to take it completely off when I'm done. And put a new EGR gasket down at the bottom. And this is usually a problem. Let's see if I can get in here. Now this is why you should look up the procedures. It probably doesn't give you no tech tips. Anyway, but there we go. All right, so let's see if I can get back here. On the other hand, and make sure you guys can see it. All right. Go to the back, and I'll tell you a trick I learned a long time ago. On these type of bolts that are, yeah, the EGR is actually, that bottom is kind of like aluminum. It's like almost like cast aluminum at the base. So I learned a long time ago when you do that, when I do anything, that I learned mainly from them on those, like in the 90s on the EGRs, the stepper ones for the like the Chevys. If you tighten them first, then you loosen them, you don't lose the thread inside of the bolt. So right now what we're going to do is I'm just going to move the EGR tube down out of the way for right now. And again, it should slide right out. This way a little bit. Come out. And we're done. So, let's just see real quick. See all that oil inside of the intake? Get this on the bench. All right. So now, let me see where we're at. Okay. We're gonna go over here. Now, like you can see, these are the rear spark plugs. We're going to take these out, and I'm replacing #1 injector. It's on the fuel rail. It is complete. Hold on 1 second. You don't want anything going down inside of the... I got some old ones. Anything falling into your intake. And so maybe I'll show you. Let me see if you can see. Yeah, see. Yeah. Yeah, somewhat. All right, so this right here, the upper part is a plenum, is the upper intake. This is your lower intake manifold. This lower one not only holds, or what it does is it holds the separation between the two heads. So here's your intake. This is your intake on your valves, or yeah, on your valves. Your intake valves are on the inside. Your exhaust valves are on the outside. This right here, the way it's zigzagged, gives it, because now you're getting just enough amount of air for your fuel mix. These are injectors, and they inject directly into the cylinder. And we're just going to throw some old rags in here, because right now I'm going to blow it off. And I don't want nothing to go inside. There's nothing. The only thing on these rags is actually cleaner. I use it for cleaning, but they're clean. There's no debris. I keep clean rags with like clean oil, or just something that I don't scrub any dirt up with in that one can. Cover this up. Yeah, and I might be rambling, but that's who I am. And we're gonna blow this off real quick. Sure, I've got it. Oh, yeah, this EGR is really caked. We'll clean all that. This is getting a new air filter anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to All right, so right now I don't think you can see me. Let's see if we can put this up higher. All right, so I had to pause it for a minute because my compressor was running crazy. Right now, and I'm just going to let you know, I'm probably going to cut this short a little bit, only because I got to get this done. But we're going to go through the stage. I have to replace #1 injector. It's hard to tell, but it's actually leaking. I found it wet. Now, I didn't see it leak from anywhere, but they are getting an injector code. Now, I tested it. I test integrity, and it was able to be activated and everything else. There's nothing, so it's an intermittent thing because their light does come intermittently off and on. So it's probably just a leaky injector. I wish I could see it leaking, but because of the situation with this car, I can't actually, I can't hold the car for very long. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to get on pulling this injector out. You have to give me a moment. Alright, then let's get in here. Yeah. So, here. Oh, let's get that out. And you really don't have to take all these out. I just hate having anything in my way, and I think that's the way most people should be. Should try to get as much access as possible. Yeah, just in case I have to move it around. Because on these injectors, you know, it's on one rail. And so you got to kind of like move this around a little bit. Real, very, very gingerly. So you can get them out without breaking anything. So there should be enough for wiggle. This is my injector right here. Yeah, let's get that there. Bam. And push it down a little bit. Let's go. Oh, relocked it. All right, so push it down. Release it. And you see, it's caught up. And because I know these break, sometimes, like I said, what you do is push them down a little bit, kind of try to help them release. If they won't release, then stick the pick in the bottom and just yep. Need a smaller one. There we go. And it comes right out. So we'll just move this over here just for right now. Try to be very careful with these wires. What's this? No, okay, that's nothing. So just make sure. All right. Get this out of the way. Get that. And these are 13 millimeters. Now, like I said, there is a torque spec, so I got to go. I'm going to pause this because I don't know what it is, and since I have to do this all in one shot with you watching, I got to get that. So I'm going to pause it. All right, so we're back real quick, and I just went to go look up the spec for it. It actually is 105, so everything's 105 on this. And you see there's a sequence to it. So if I were to do the whole intake, I would do it as prescribed. 1, 2, 3, 3, and then 4. So believe it or not, how I'm going to do it, because these ones are actually my deal, I'm going to loosen the rail up by 1, 2. This is 3, which I'm not going to worry about. It actually, this is supposed to be 3, and the rail's supposed to be bolted to that, but it's actually bolted to 5. So I'm just going to do it in the direction. It really doesn't make a difference, but really you're loosening up the lower intake manifold, and so I think it's better to go that way. So I'm just going to start with 1, which I don't like to do. 1, and this literally is 2, 2. This is 4, but 4. And then this right here is 5. And when I tighten them back up, I'm going to tighten them in that order. So, just loosen these up a little bit. Probably put a little bit of silicone or threads. Probably not. Overkill. And so that you get it straight, you should bleed off the, when you're doing this, bleed off the fuel pressure, which I'm going to do, but there is another way that you really should do it to avoid, you know, spurting in your eyes. But to be honest, it just takes a lot longer, and you're already here. So, with that being said, let me grab a dirty rag. This is what these rags are for. Right here, let me see if you can see it. Let's see, you may be able to see it. Right here, under this harness, is the fuel feed. Right here. This is a returnless fuel system, so you only have one line going in. What you do is push in on it and kind of release it. Just hold a rag over top of it just in case. But this has been off for enough time that it shouldn't spray, and if it does, it will be very minimal. There you go. So, no pressure, it's off. Alright, so I'm going to spray a little bit of PB Blaster on the injectors. I hope I don't have to move these ones too much, I doubt it. I should be able to get that up enough, but you never know. You don't want to take chances. So at this point, kind of give them a little bit of a wiggle. First, let me find my new injector, just to make sure. Where's the new injector? There am I.
You found that?
I think I did.
Pretty sure you did.
Okay, thank you. Did you open this already?
You opened it at the store to make sure it was brand new.
He opened it.
Yes.
Okay.
He's been having issues with people bringing back, I guess.
So he opened it in front of
He
you.
opened it in front of me, smelled
Gotcha.
it, made sure it was brand new.
All right, good. Right, this is another thing that's happened. Is there's so many YouTube mechanics out there that now You go to buy your parts at the store, somebody's already swapped them out because somebody's seen on YouTube that it said, oh, that's what the problem was. So right now I'm just going to keep moving these around a little bit. Get this one nice and loose, which it is. We're going to try our best to get this out without actually taking anything off. And that will happen like this. Ginger about it, and go to the spots that you know you gotta lift it at. Let's see, I'll do it right here. Hold a little pressure on there. There we go. Okay, so we're up and we're out. Doesn't always work like that, though, fellas. Come on. I don't want to break this coming out because I'm still going to test it. I mean, I could do a resistance test on it outside. But it was leaky from the outside, so. Come on, come on. Oop. I mean, honestly, I wish this lady would have let me. But I wanted to put all new injector O-rings. Let's get this real quick. But as usual, they never let you. And there's the new one, which I don't like, man. They just always look less heavy duty, like more shitty, man. So let's get this on here. All right, let's put a little tiny bit of lube on there. Kind of make it slide in easier. And this ain't gonna hurt nothing. This is assembly lube anyway. So just kind of, it's like silicone. Sometimes it makes it easier because that gasoline. And since I can't take it all the way apart, which I would like to. Let's see. Bam, bam. 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 bridge. Yeah, so clean up some of this gas. Get rid of the soil. Alright, so should be good. One, two, three, four. Yeah, 405. All right, so 105 torque is what we're going to do, and we're going to start from here. I hate putting that much statue. Give me one moment. There we go. So we are going number one. That's one. Two. Three. Four. So, this is double check. So the injector's on. What we're gonna do real quick is I'm gonna hook that back up, and just so we can make sure we don't have any leakage there. On the fuel, that is. Alright, so let's just double check something. Okay, so I just like to see what they look like before, and then turn it on. Alright, so yeah.